Madam Toastmaster, Toastmasters, friends, visitors, Christmas is coming. It's pretty obvious Christmas is coming. No matter where you look, no matter where you turn, you're being bombarded with Merry Christmases, with Happy Christmases, eat more, drink more. That's it. That's the message we've been given. Trouble is, when we say Happy Christmas, all of the ads seem to suggest we'd be happy if we eat more. And certainly, everything seems to suggest we'd be merry if we drink more. Look, it started. Look at the two bowls down at the back. Punch. Look at the size of the alcoholic bowl. And then look at the size of the non-alcoholic bowl. If there was ever a message, it's in that. And as I used to travel around Africa, there were occasions when I'd arrive at a customs post, produce my passport, and usually they would say, the Guinness passport. As far as a lot of the people in Africa were concerned, Ireland, the heart on our passport, was not that representative of our nation. No, this was the representative of Guinness. I am utterly amazed. We have a relationship with alcohol in this country. Why do we find it so funny? Because it's not. It is not funny what alcohol is. It certainly is not funny what it does to our young people. I work with young people, and the nature of my job, I very often end up on their nights out, and it is unbelievable the amount of drink that's involved in their lives. Oh yeah, they are drink aware. They are so aware that they're worried about where will I get it, when will I get it, how will I get it, how much can I drink? And this is a normal thing for them. And yet, alcohol, look, if somebody invented alcohol today, it'd be a class A drug. It's hallucinogenic. It's carcinogenic. It's dangerous. It can kill. It can damage the body. And yet, we think alcohol is great fun. I think it was last year that some of the researchers from the Ryan Tubridy show followed a group of students around Galway on a night out. As it turns out, this night out was just one big binge. They counted what people were drinking. And they told them at the end, now you'll understand why the people who were drinking were incapable of finding out or knowing exactly what they had drank. When they calculated it all, there was everything. There was beer, there was vodka, there was gin, there was wine, there was spritz, there was anything that had alcohol in it. They reckoned that these people, teenagers, on average, had consumed 20 units of alcohol. That's the equivalent of 10 pints. Do you think the teenagers couldn't drink 10 pints? Oh, yes, they could. I have seen them do it. It is unbelievable. And they have no knowledge of what's happening. Not only that, but we spend all this time, the government spend all this time trying to say, don't do it, it's bad, you shouldn't do it. Look, when have teenagers ever listened to adults? The only people they will listen to are themselves. Alcoholics Anonymous have a 10-point program. Irish teenagers have a 10-pint program. I reckon Irish teenagers should all be given a card, something like this. And they should be forced to carry it around with them, and they should be forced to read it at least once a week, to explain exactly what 10 pints will do to you. If you have 1 pint, your body and your liver will have cleared it out in about 3 hours. If you have 2 pints, you may become talkative and cheerful. And everybody likes that. If you have 3 pints, your memory starts to go, you're now just not talkative, you are now noisy. As for the 4th point, the noise turns to aggression. By the time you've got the 5th pint inside you, you're drunk. You are drunk. You should stop. But oh no, because once they get drunk, or you get drunk, people start to do unbelievable things, like take their clothes off, start fires, fall in love with lampposts and bins, and suddenly the person next to them becomes their very best friend. They should stop. They do not. They continue on. And if you happen to get number 6 inside you, you're going to become anxious and deeply unhappy. And people will end up sitting in the corner, depressed in the worst possible way. By 7, okay, you've given up. If you haven't fallen over, you've just gone lethargic, you're probably nearly passed out. 8 pints, nausea sets in, and you're sitting there trying to hold it down. Obviously, if you're stupid enough to drink number 9, then you're most likely to vomit it straight back up over your best new friend, which of course makes room for the 10th pint. At which point you are probably unconscious. You are in danger of slipping into a coma. You are in danger of killing yourself. Does this happen? Yes, it happens. Should it be stopped? Yes, it should be stopped. How would it be stopped? Not by you and I telling young people not to drink. By getting young people not to drink themselves. How do you do that? If there is one thing that drives young people, one thing that stands highest on their life's goals, it is to be accepted by their peers. It is the one driving force with teenagers. They had a series of ads on a year or two ago that showed a young girl in particular falling down the stairs drunk, and all her friends laughing at her and looking at her and saying, "The Stierler, look at this Stierler." That was probably the most effective ad that had ever been produced to get young people to stop drinking. I know, because it was the one ad that they talked about in class. And they went around, and the phrase, "the Styria," look at the state of her, actually became a phrase they were throwing around. I reckon it would have reduced the amount of drink. So what I think we should do, what the country should do, what you and I should do, is actually go out and produce a series of films like that. Ollie should be producing films like that and putting it on the internet that show people how stupid and foolish they look when they're drunk. Do that, and I think we could solve a lot of the problems of our young people drinking. And maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have to lie down.